Netflix have just released a video capturing what a full day in Mike Tyson's training camp looks like for him. The video showed the activities on one of the final days in Mike Tyson's training camp as he and Jake Paul have headed to Dallas in preparation for their fight on Friday. Well, one thing that was clearly different was how full his training camp had become. Even Mike Tyson admitted the fact that he's had to employ the services of more people beyond just his boxing trainers, as he wanted an all-round fitness ahead of the fight.
And what do you think?
I think you look in pretty good shape. We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah,
I wonder how you feel now compared to when you were fighting.
I feel I don't have to call people bad names.
The video captured his nutritionist when he went on break and how he had meals prepared with the appropriate amount of calories and nutrition he needed for each day, depending on how rigorous or light his training session was. This was because there were other days where he had light training sessions, probably as a result of media work or for rest.
And what do you think?
I think you look in pretty good shape. We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah,
I wonder how you feel now compared to when you were fighting.
I feel I don't have to call people bad names.
He also had technological experts who helped with the machines he uses for electrical muscular stimulation and recovery, and some other professionals who helped mentally, physically, or technically to ensure we see a reincarnate of the Mike Tyson that caught the world by storm in the late 80s. Mike Tyson first hinted to the public of the full video when he dropped the snippet of the training video Friday on X ahead of his upcoming boxing match against Jake Paul. This time, it wasn't the usual 30-second clip he drops on his social media accounts. It was clear there was more to come, and now it's finally been released by Netflix. The video began with Tyson doing body stretching exercises and warm-ups with the voice of one of his coaches in the background.
Movement's great, agility is great.
13, 14, breathe.
Conditioning is amazing, power is unbelievable.
The 30-second video, which is narrated by Tyson, shows the former world champion working out and breaking a sweat in anticipation of his first official professional bout since 2005. Movement's great, agility's great, conditioning is amazing, power's unbelievable, Tyson's coach said. That was the best we've seen him yet. The warm-ups only lasted for a while before the video showed the ever-intriguing scene of Mike Tyson and Rafael Cordeiro doing some pad work together.
Nice one.
That was the best we've seen him yet.
Former Shootbox head coach and King's MMA founder, Rafael Cordeiro, has held pads for Mike Tyson for 4 years now. He doesn't need to be told the foam and leather standing between him and oblivion is not enough. After first seeing him, it messed with my shoulder, Cordeiro said in the video. I couldn't hold mitts for at least 6-7 months with my boys in the gym. My right shoulder was a big mess, and I stopped for a while to take care of my shoulder and do physical therapy. Cordeiro expects he'll be back to the doctor after July 20th when Tyson faces Jake Paul at Atant Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
It's gonna be a rough night.
That's just the price of a training camp that started as soon as talks of a comeback fight picked up, leading to a booking against one of the most polarizing figures in combat sports. You can almost see Cordeiro's life flash before his eyes as Tyson closes distance, darting his head from side to side before unleashing a series of fearsome punches. On June 30th, Tyson will turn 58. All numbers are not created equal, according to Cordeiro. Holding mitts for Mike is different, he said. It's different. The way he reacts. It's 1 second from long distance to short distance. Sometimes I say 1, 2, 3, and he's already inside. If I don't move back, oh Lord, it's impossible. I have to move back. The latest videos of Tyson's pad sessions, which have racked up millions of views on social media, were produced just this past week.
His diet, I hold mitts for him for 4 years, and I can tell, one of the toughest punches that I hold, my swear run area, my shoulder after first year.
Cordeiro said the ex-heavyweight champs team is aligned to help him get in peak condition for the July 20th fight, and he expects an even better performance than Tyson's exhibition clash with Roy Jones Jr. 4 years earlier. There's been plenty of concern about the wisdom of pairing a 58-year-old with a fighter 31 years his junior, YouTuber or not. Cordeiro brushes off that talk as surface-level anxiety that discredits the experience of Tyson. I believe people don't have to be concerned, he said.
Yeah, I think
I
we'll
wonder
do
how
it.
you feel now compared to when you were fighting.
I feel I don't have to call people bad names. I feel really happy. It's gonna be a good day.
We're talking about a guy who was a two-time champ. The guy didn't have 20 fights in 2 years. He knows how to fight. He fought against the best guys in the world. When he steps inside the ring, he knows what to do. It's not something new for Mike, and this fight is no different. He works hard every single day to go there and try his best to knock Jake out. This is simply his style. Nobody has to teach Mike Tyson how to fight, and he's going to prove in July. He's still the same. Mike is going to step in the ring as the old Mike Tyson, and he's going to try to knock Jake out from the beginning to the end.
First see him and I messed with my shoulder. I couldn't hold meets for at least 6-7 months with my boys in the gym.
Wow.
Was on the mic, his gym. No, sorry, God. My right shoulder was like a.
He's already in shape, Cordero said of Tyson. We already started doing rounds in training, so it's amazing to see the way he hits mitts. He's a monster. The only thing I can guarantee, Mike is going to touch Jake. It's going to be impossible that Mike doesn't touch Jake. Let's see how Jake reacts after that. Cordero said he and Tyson respect Paul and don't use his YouTube past to discredit his current work in boxing. That being said, the longtime coach said he's worked with a lot of fighters, and what he sees from Tyson brings him back to the days where the ex-champ was feared by the world. Fans can see that on video. Cordero can feel it in person when Tyson's glove meets his pad. First round knockout, Cordero said of his prediction for the fight. This is Mike Tyson. This is the way he fights.
A big mess. And I stopped for a while for 6 months. Take care about my shoulder with physiotherapy. And now we're here again. And probably after the fight, we're back to my physiotherapy.
Moving on, the video showed him doing some more work on his boxing as he shadow boxes and did some more work on the punching bag. Perhaps what made headlines the most was how he devastatingly knocked out his sparring partner. The footage shows veteran fighter Mike Tyson dropping a sparring partner just days before he attempts to roll back the years with a vintage performance against notorious internet sensation Jake Paul in a crossover bout which will count on their official records, broadcast to a potentially massive audience on Netflix from the A-Tant Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Perhaps in a response to his fiercest critics who say this fight should not go ahead as it's currently planned, Tyson exhibited his historic power by sending one training partner to the canvas.
Nice left hook. Up.
Was good for today. Yeah, I tried it.
You sure?
Yeah, me
Yes. You fucking sure?
In the promotional footage Netflix released, Tyson was seen warming up, hitting the heavy bag, and going through his preparations to fight Paul, sparring a training partner far younger than he is. His ring craft and fame power appear to still be there, albeit diminished from his prime years as an athlete 30 years ago. Tyson can be seen throwing punches at his opponent against the ropes, much to the joy of a hype man in the distance, calling it excellent. Then he overpowers his opponent by again backing him to the ropes and dropping him with a solid shot to the midsection. "We're done," the coach says. "The job is over. We're done." The footage does not give too much away, but if body shots are a strategy for the Paul fight, it could well be a way of keeping Paul at bay. Particularly as the younger fighter has shown evidence in previous fights that he's not as effective later on in his bouts than he is in the opening rounds.
Sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
You sure?
Yeah.
Fuck with me, it's
Yes.
alright?
Let's do this. You did great. We're done.
You sure?
Yes. Trust me.
I got a lot in me.
Providing Tyson himself has the endurance for a longer fight, then he may well be planning to grind Paul down. And once that was done, there was a rare visitor in Mike Tyson's training camp who gave the video some extra goodness. He didn't only know Tyson since he was a teenager, he was also Tyson's mentor's manager. Gene Kilroy is a very famous guy in the boxing world. He was Muhammad Ali's business manager and was known as the Enabler by the press. Kilroy helped the greatest make a lot of money and stood by him as a close friend and confidant. Today, he is the last surviving member of the inner circle of the most influential athletes in history. Kilroy, always pictured with Ali, he was the one who first embraced him after beating Foreman, is now 84 years old and lives in Las Vegas.
This is the strongest I've ever seen you.
Yeah?
Yeah, the strongest I've ever. And I know you since you're 13. I think this impressed the shit out of me. Nothing impresses me.
The manager, although with the arrival of Jabir Herbert Muhammad, almost everything passed through his hands, has been in the gym where Mike Tyson is training for his fight with Jake Paul on November 15th at the A-Tant Stadium in Arlington. "I've known you since you were 13 years old, and I've never seen you this strong," Kilroy tells the legendary boxer. The Brooklyn fighter shows on video in his social media how was the visit of his old friend and how his physique has evolved. You can even see how his neck is worked, and in general, he impresses, although we don't know how his stamina is. A few days ago, we saw him knock out his sparring partner.
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't lie. I was worried about him traveling here, traveling there, he's not getting... I can sleep now at night.
In an interview on Fox 4, Tyson explained that most people his age haven't trained like him or maintained the level of fitness he has now. Other people my age haven't trained as long as I have. They haven't been as consistent as I have, he assured. He also added that he is unique. I'm just a different kind of human being. The intensity of Mike Tyson's training sessions has attracted several comments from boxing fans and professionals alike who think the Beast remains the only 58-year-old who can attempt such dangerous activities.
I was like, God damn, you look good. You look good, dude.
Hey.
Like, your muscles look good. You look like you're vascular. You look fit.
And that's,
Though it could be argued that Joe Rogan tended towards Mike Tyson, his analysis was no different from the analysis of countless professionals who have given Tyson a benefit of doubt after chancing upon videos of his training sessions. While he had a big question to ask from Jake Paul as to why he chose to fight the monstrous Tyson, he spoke about Tyson's unbelievable magnificence in the boxing ring and believed he was still as potent. He approached the 31-year difference between the pair like it was nothing and boasted about Tyson's training intensity like a trainer would do to his trainee.
The kid can fight, 100%. And that Tommy Fury fight really showed that. I mean, it goes to a split decision against a legit undefeated boxer.
No! Why? I don't care if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson. Mike's in good shape. Mike trains every day. He trains with Rafael Cordero, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's Mixed Martial Arts. Rogan had nothing but praises for Mike Tyson as well as his trainer Rafael Cordero, who he referred to as a MMA legend and renowned trainer. And Rafael is a world-renowned trainer. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson and Tyson smashing the mitts like Jesus, that guy can still knock you out.
55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
Oh, my God.
Mike trains every day.
He trains with Rafael Cordero, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's Mixed Martial Arts. And Rafael is a world-renowned trainer. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson, and Tyson smashing the mitts, like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Talking to Mike Tyson just after he saw the sparring footage with Rafael Cordero, Joe Rogan told him, "But that's what I was seeing when I was seeing you hit the pads." I'm like, this isn't just working out. There was something going on, man. When you were working out with Cordero and you were ripping to the body and throwing those hooks, I was like, this is a man who is preparing to go to combat. This is not normal getting ready to work out stuff. That's why when I saw that video, I was like, oh. He also referenced Mike Tyson's last fight 4 years ago against Roy Jones Jr. He stated that the technology for recovery used by Mike and his team were sublime, and these technological tools would likely be at his disposal once again.
That guy can still fuck you up.
He don't want to fight Mike.
In this world with hormone replacement and vitamins and he does all this
With the additional impact of technology, Rogan tipped Mike for a routine victory. In this world with hormone replacement and vitamins and healing, and he does all this like electrical muscular stimulation recovery stuff. When they were training Mike for that Roy Jones fight, they produced state-of-the-art science. Like, I don't care if he's 55 years old, that guy will hurt you. Funnily, Rogan held Mike Tyson in so much high regard that he felt Jake Paul might get starstruck when he sees him in the ring and really wakes to the reality that he's taking on Mike Tyson.
If you think he's 55 years old, that guy will hurt you.
Yeah.
If Jake Paul's on the other side of the ring and he sees Mike Tyson just bobbing and weaving, he's going to have a recognition.
If Jake Paul's on the other side of the ring and he sees Mike Tyson just bobbing and weave it, he's going to have a recognition. Yeah, he's going to look over and God, that's really Mike Tyson. Joe Rogan then went ahead to show the footage, appreciating Tyson for his speed and power at such an old age. Rogan also looked back at Mike Tyson's match against Roy Jones Jr., sharing his sentiment that he felt an agreement held Tyson back from hitting Jones in the face. Evidently, most of Tyson's punches, except a few, were aimed at Jones's body.
Yeah.
He's going to look over and go, oh my God, that's really Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Like, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm talking, it's still at 55.
Look at this dude. I'm talking he's still at 55. At 55, the power is the last thing to go, but the speed is still there. I don't know what he did with Roy Jones Jr., but in my mind it looked like they made some sort of agreement that Mike wasn't going to punch him in the face, because like most of the hits that he hit him with, unless it was a jab or something like that, was to the body. Yeah. One of the most famous athletes of all time, Tyson shook up the boxing world when he became the youngest heavyweight champion in his sports history, defeating Trevor Berbick with ease to lift the World Boxing Council title, aged 20 years and 4 months. Paul by no means has the combat experience that Tyson showed at the elite level through the 1980s and 1990s, but has an age advantage on his side, as he's 31 years younger than his famous opponent. That age gap has been a source of controversy, as events such as this would normally fit in the exhibition realm. Yet the Texas regulating body has sanctioned the event as a real, legitimate contest where knockouts are permitted. Despite the massive age difference between Tyson and Paul, fans are hyped to see them compete in Netflix's first live combat sports event. It will be Tyson's first fight since his exhibition against Roy Jones Jr. in November 2020. Tyson was originally scheduled to face Paul on July 20th before an ulcer flare-up forced him to withdraw from the fight date. Still, his coach believes the former heavyweight champion will put on a show when he returns to the ring on Nov 15, and he left Paul with a warning. "It's gonna be a rough night," the coach said.
Do you think you'd be fighting again at age 57?
Hey, listen, it was written. That's all I know is written. Millions of years before my bloodline was existing. It's written, brother.
Mike Tyson's psychological training during his prime was crucial to his success. Unlike his views on strength and conditioning, his trainer, Cus D'Amato, was ahead of his time using sports psychology. Cus understood that controlling the mind was essential to success in the ring. Often, fights come down to the mental side of the game. He began by teaching Tyson to detach from his feelings and use his mind to bolster his confidence. This detachment allowed Tyson to make fear work for him. He wanted Mike to realize every fighter experiences fear.
Difference between wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge is knowing, wisdom is doing.
Yeah.
You know,
Here's what I say. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Now I tell people,
today is a gift.
Listen to me.
The present.
You can have kids. They can love you, but they can f*** up.
But fear is like fire. You can use it to warm yourself up or cook with it. However, if it gets out of control, it can also burn down your house. One critical technique D'Amato used to improve Mike's confidence was daily affirmations. He had Tyson repeatedly tell himself, day by day, in every way, "I'm getting better and better, and I'm the best fighter in the world. Nobody can beat me." By constantly affirming these positive thoughts, Tyson gradually built an unshakable belief in his abilities. This self-belief was critical in making him feel invincible in the ring. Alongside affirmations, D'Amato also famously harnessed the power of hypnosis.
I wonder how you feel now compared to when you were fighting.
I feel I don't have to call people bad names. I feel really happy. It's gonna be a good day.
And as a fighter, where are you?
Who, me? I'll be better by the time of the fight.
In your head. Are you the fighter that you were when you were the youngest heavyweight champion? Are you still that guy?
He would take Mike to see a hypnotherapist, and once he was in a relaxed state, D'Amato would reinforce his identity as a champion, saying things like, "You are a fighting machine, Mike. The best fighter God has ever created. He did this for years." The goal was to help embed the belief that Tyson was destined to be a champion deep into his subconscious. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.